Louisiana Beer Reviews Boatswain Bosum Hazy IPA. I bought this last year, meaning last week, at Trader Joe's. India Pale Ale, 6.1% alcohol. The IBUs are 54. Original gravity is 16.5. The appearance is light orange and hazy. This is brewed and canned by Rhinelander Brewing Company, Monroe, Wisconsin. Alright, so I said, whoa, Hazy IPA. This is a new one from Bosum. They got the American, the red and blue can. One is a regular IPA, a single. One is a double, 8.5. I mean, it's a real strong double. It'll knock you down. They have the Bosum Chocolate Stout, so that's 3. They have the 4th, the Heavy Lift Vessel. That's like 7% American Strong Ale. That's 4. And here's number 5 from Rhinelander Brewing. Now, Bosum is sold only through the Trader Joe's stores, and it's in reference to an officer, a non-commissioned officer in the maritime, Merchant Marine, United States Merchant Marine, and reference to the Great Lakes and so forth. I knew a man who was in the, I said, you were in the Merchant Marine, right, in World War II? This man, John, he said, he looked at me crazy, like, he said, I was in the Coast Guard. I was in the Coast Guard. But he was in the Merchant Marine later, but he took that like, what are you saying to me? And he said, I've been to every country in the world that has a coastline. If it's interior, I haven't been to it. All right, so anyway, this has a very noble, white, frothy head. Now they're saying, what they say, orange? This is gold and not as hazy as you might expect. Now, the way the light hits it, it might be gold. Light orange and hazy. Yeah, I don't know. I got crayons, and orange is not the same as gold. It is slightly hazy. Orange. Nope. Sorry. Maybe like this, which is maize. Maize being corn, yellow corn. Yeah, yellow corn. Oh well. Such is life. Anyway, that man, Mr. John, he says, we were in the Gulf of Mexico in 1942. He had thick New Orleans accent, Irish background. He says, we're out there in the Gulf on a Coast Guard cutter. This is 80 years ago. He says, we got this alert. There's a German submarine right underneath us. He said, where is it? Where is it? Like the sonar, where is it? Where is it? And he said he got this feeling of dread. It was directly below them. And he was telling me, he said, we were really nervous. And so then they went ahead or whatever, and the sub surfaced. And he said, as soon as it surfaced, then a plane came. Like in the movie Saving Private Ryan. Like it came out the water and a plane came from the air. Navy plane, and it hit it and it sunk. He said, yeah, and then we were back at the lakefront airport drinking that night, talking about it. Whoa, what a close call, terrifying, So I thought it was fascinating that you were in World War II, but you were right off the coast from New Orleans in the Gulf of Mexico fighting German submarines. The war comes to you. So crazy stories. But then he was in New Guinea and later. But anyway, all right, back to Bosum. I got books he gave me. I got things he brought me from South Africa, Mexico, and so forth. It's white bread crust. You say, not this again. Yeah, it's like the concomitant, the normal India Pale Ale aromatic characters. Is there anything off, strange, unusual, aberrant, unpleasant with it? No. In $4.99 a 6-pack for IPAs in 2021. Remember that year? But couldn't resist. Who would? Cheers. Talking about Mr. John asked his mother one time, I said, was your husband at World War One? She said, World War One? She looked at me crazy. She said, he was too old for that war. He was born in 1889. I know an Austrian that was born in 1889 wasn't too old for the war. But she said, no, he wasn't drafted. I remember asking Mr. John's mother, who was married to John Sr., she says, I said, this was 1985, I said, you lived in this house in New Orleans so long, you've been here so long. She said, we haven't been here that long. We didn't move here till 1918. I remember her telling me, we didn't move here till 1918. I said, oh, well, it's only been since then. Just got there. We spent a lot of time with those people. The bitterness is strong, but it's not intensely. No, it's strong, but it's not off-putting. That's the way I want to phrase that. It seems to comport with the product. So you have the 6.1% alcohol, seems appropriate for that. A Hazy IPA, which isn't really that hazy. You have the 54 IBUs, seems about right. Could go to 60, but I mean, that's nitpicking. Medium body, a dry finish. Sweetness scale. It's sweet, kind of, but it's not overly sweet. I would say it's appropriately sweet. 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. Maybe it's not that high. I wouldn't go higher. Bitterness units. The experience, these only come in cans to my knowledge. Well, let me qualify that. I remember buying bomber bottles of all of the ones I just described. Glass at Trader Joe's. So, okay, you might see this in a glass bottle at Trader Joe's, so I don't want to definitively say it's only in cans. I hadn't seen those glass bottles in a good while, but yes, so gotta be careful. Bitterness, the bitterness units seem appropriate and they're mild. So 54, but it's blended in, it's round. This beer is more round than gauche. So for 84, what is it? 84 cents a can? Something like that. I'm not a math. I took math. But It's not the best hazy IPA in the world. I've never had the best hazy IPA in the world, I don't guess. I did have Alchemist Heady Topper. It was a 98. Drank it out the glass. But for the when you do a comparison, price comparison to the quality that you're getting, I mean, it's a great value. This is the first video review for this beer in the world. And it's mellow. It's copacetic. Now, if you had dealt with these products 10 years ago, you'd have been appalled. I mean, they were making some pretty dreadful stuff. But I think Trader Joe's, meaning Aldi's, one of the Aldi's branches, they must have told Rhinelander, you want to keep the contract? You got to improve. We cannot have these people constantly bringing the beer back, complaining. We know it's a discount product, but you got to use some kind of quality. So I've noticed, this is just a theory more than fact, obviously, but I have noticed over the last 10 years they have significantly improved. So is this the best value for hazy IPAs in America? Probably so. They're doing some, well, the hurricane, we're still dealing with the, and myself included, the residuals from the Hurricane Ida. They're putting a new roof there, a new roof surface there today. But that's the trash, which is not related to the hurricane. They just pour. They were supposed to come It was supposed to come at, well, okay, it's today. They were supposed to come in the morning. Usually they come at 7 a.m., not in the later evening, but they got their own problems. But, all right, stop rambling. It is good. It's not great, but it's good. Score. Good body. It's got a creaminess in the mouthfeel. It's pleasant. Oh, I can't believe, you would have, 10 years ago, if you could have only been there, some of y'all were. I'd like to drive up there and visit that brewery. That's on my to visit list, actually. My friend David was saying, I'd like to check it out, Tough to rate. But not too many reviews on Untappd, Rate Beer, Beer Advocate. Not enough to really give an average on those. It's so new, late 2021. Yeah, I think 89. Let's say 8.9 out of 10. It's probably a little too low, but a B plus, a nice product using the college scale, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. I think it is a very good product, and for the price, it's a great product. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, Bosum Hazy IPA, a winner from Rhinelander, and ironically, I've never had the actual Rhinelander beer. I've had all the things they make. They even made should have put that up here, a beer for Rouse's. Well, it might have been just a private label for any grocery store or chain that wanted to buy it, but they had a regular and a light. Well, it was all right. Don't think it sold too well. I think they dropped it, but I bought a 6-pack. It was okay. It was okay. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, a B plus, at least a B plus from Rhinelander. Which is really Minhas, their corporate, or their, not, I don't think it's a corporation, I think it's a proprietorship. But yeah, it's pretty good. So y'all go to Monroe, Wisconsin and tour the Rhinelander Brewery.